right, everybody. Welcome to the Pastimes Podcast. Each week we go through an old newspaper from a random date in history picked out by Dave Anthony. I'm Gareth Reynolds, and I've never seen it before, and neither is our guest this week,
Kylie Brakeman. Hello, Kylie. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the Pastimes.
Now, you confessed, you've listened to this show on a road trip.
Yeah, maybe it's a little cringe, maybe it's a little embarrassing, but I have listened to the podcast that I'm currently on. And thank you. I know this is a Gen Z podcast where we don't like trying, where we don't like effort and earnestness, but
that's right.
I am not afraid to say that I have listened to the podcast and I enjoy the podcast.
It's cringe.
And it's cringe to speak our mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's real bad.
I am a super fan. I know everything. I'm on the Reddit. I'm on whatever it is that you guys have.
No. Stay away from the Reddit. Well, Kylie, I was just saying to you, I honestly don't, I guess because you're so popular, I just started seeing your content at one point, and I just was like, oh my God, you are so goddamn funny. So where can people follow you? Why don't you give that first? You
can follow me at Deadeye Brakeman on TikTok or Instagram, or I guess Twitter, if you're hanging around. How
you doing
on
TikTok? I bet you do well on TikTok.
I do okay on TikTok. I think I'm not on like the trends. Okay. There are like certain editing things that people know how to do on there that I just will never know how to do. And if I were to ask the question, it would be just over for me. It would be so embarrassing. So I just don't know.
Dave is huge on TikTok. So any questions, let him go in that direction.
Dave, how do I use the green screen filter?
Dave's...
Well, we call ourselves TikTokers, but
that's
a lot of people don't know that. The green screen,
we call him the Tick Doctor because he
button.
really... Dave, stop talking. I'm trying to make you look good. So also, Kylie, just very quickly, you have a podcast called Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists, and maybe some more artists being added. That's your podcast. It's a fake Hollywood roundtable. Then you also have a special on comedy dynamics called Linda Hollywood's Big Night. And Linda Hollywood, I'm familiar with her. She's great. Bit of a name dropper.
I do. I play like a sort of like evil Hollywood agent, and it was my Edinburgh Fringe show from 2022, and it is available on a special. So Prime Video, Apple TV, and the one
Comedy
I'm trying
Dynamics.
to push is Comedy Dynamics is Microsoft, because I was not aware you could purchase comedy on Microsoft, and I think it'd be awesome if I did numbers on Microsoft.
I agree. I agree with you. I think that's a good area to target. I think that's pretty good to be
Microsoft.
Number one on Microsoft is a great intro.
It's the best comedy deliverer.
Without question.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new
a
TikTok.
funny
A lot of people are
computer.
saying that.
Yeah.
It's a silly computer.
We call ourselves Microsofters over there, by the way.
It's true. Well, Kylie, you're a super fan, so it's very cringe, but you know what we do. You're going to get a chance to guess what year this newspaper is from. It's from history. Could be 1600, probably not. Could be 2000. That has happened. We did one from 2001 or 2. So it's up to you, but you get to take a stab at what year you think this paper is from. Then I'll guess, and I'll maybe be closer, and Dave will still give you the victory. So go ahead.
Okay. Wait, am I guessing? I'm guessing off of nothing, or am I guessing off of something?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Just vibes. Okay.
Vibes.
I am going to guess the year 1894.
It's a very good guess. I'm not going to lie. That's a very good guess. And I'm going to guess that it's 1908.
Oh. Kind of closer. It is 1929.
It's not closer. See, this is what did I tell you?
I think I was closer. It seemed.
No, you're not.
It seemed pretty close.
Oh,
no.
It seemed pretty close. 29 and 94 are kind of like twin numbers.
Thank you.
What?
Yes.
This is
almost reversible. Almost
not at
completely
all.
reversible
In
numbers.
no world.
Yeah, you can just flip them.
Dave.
It is the Burnettsville News from Burnettsville, Indiana on March 7th, 1929. Year of our
Beautiful.
Lord.
You ever been to Burnettsville, Kylie?
I don't think I've ever been to Burnettsville. I drove through Indiana to see the total solar eclipse, but that's the only time I've been to the state.
You got to go to Burnettsville. Beautiful.
Did you go? Did you see the total? Were you able to look up and see the ring?
I was
and
in
the
the zone of totality, and it was crazy.
Yes,
felt like
I was also.
You were in the zone of totality.
Yeah, I was in Dallas. I Dallased it.
You Dallased
I watched an episode of Friends.
Gareth went to a place where there were clouds, so
you've never seen clouds have light behind them like this.
The one where you saw clouds.
You didn't even need the glasses. I saw so many clouds. I was in the ring of notality.
What people don't know about being in the totality is that for that 3 or 4 minutes, you can kill whoever you want.
It's interesting. Why don't we go to the way we do
At least
the show,
that's
Dave?
what I did.
It's getting dark. It's like the totality.
Every disease found in China.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's the headline.
No.
How can it be wrong?
Jesus so it kind of sounds like
how
clickbaity.
Can it be wrong? It can't be. A little bit.
It really is. Yeah. 5 ways to get rid of toe fungus.
In
every
China,
Friends episode ranked.
Every known disease.
People.
In China, every known disease exists, and floods, wars, and famines are common.
So this is really just some U.S. puff piece.
This is propaganda.
This is to make us be like, they're terrible.
We're great.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any of that stuff. But the political and economic situation affects the people's health more than any of the diseases, in the opinion of an official of the United States Public Health Service who has recently returned from China.
Okay, so this is one guy.
Yeah, that's what bothers me about it, is that it's just a guy who's just like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a guy. Ignorance and terrific poverty are, of course, responsible for the prevalence of tuberculosis, smallpox, cholera, intestinal diseases, and diseases resulting from
it sounds like he had a fun trip. It sounds like he had a fun vacation, at least.
Yeah,
if you got around enough people to get a contagious disease, you probably were hanging it around some cool places.
I'll tell you, I've never, if I don't come back with cholera, I've not enjoyed myself enough.
You did not do Mykonos right if you do not come back.
No.
With something yucky.
You really didn't.
No. Yeah.
Sanitation in the Western sense is completely lacking for all but the wealthy Mandarin class. The vast numbers of Chinese population have not even a roof to cover them while they sleep. Their entire property consists of the rags they wear as clothing, also known as clothing.
That's not property. That's crazy.
It's also known as clothing.
Yeah.
That's mean. That's for the fashion segment. That's not for this. That's off topic.
Yeah.
I agree. This is a different part of the paper.
Yeah. The rickshaw coolies, that's a big good name for a band, except for
I was just going to say, or a gang.
Except for the terrible racism. Hot and sweating after their last run, have nowhere to sleep at night but the pavement.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it doesn't sound good when they put it this way.
I love how Burnsville is shaming this hard.
Well, this sounds like America in the year 2024.
This is America now. Yeah.
No foreigner dares to eat uncooked food.
What? Well, nobody. That's everywhere. That's not just the China thing.
Do that anyway.
Yeah, I'll only eat pink chicken in America.
In spite of all precautions, foreigners nearly always get dengue fever if they are in the country for any length of time.
Not true.
Yeah, it's true.
Automatically get dengue.
A fungus infection of the foot known as Hong Kong foot is very common.
Oh, Christ.
Get yourself some Hong Kong foot.
That's a lot early, buddy.
That's
Hong Kong foot is bad. It's like, You almost want to make a joke, but it's just a little too delicate.
Yeah.
It's a little tough.
Really,
Yeah, like it's like a Trumpy, like they have Hong Kong foot. They're coming over here, they're bringing their cholera, they've all got the Hong Kong foot.
And it's so offensive, but you don't totally know why. It's just like, okay, I don't know what stereotype we're playing on. I don't know what the source material is, but it's
I know it's
bad.
Wrong. I know it's wrong.
It's the classic "they're dirty and diseased foreigners" thing. It's
right.
Just,
in America,
we still do it today. It's never going away.
No.
Okay, so there's this little section here, and it's called "From My Window."
Oh, boy. This could be a good Microsoft thing for you, Kyle. It could be like that could be the title of your Microsoft show.
Come on in.
It's as seen by Marianne.
So Marianne is just staring out her window.
Looking out her window.
Things she saw.
Howdy, folks.
Yep.
Friday. Another teacher.
This is something she saw.
Yes, it is something she saw. Another teacher, Frida Crowell, drives into view on her way to the tournament at Monticello.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and say this should not be a column.
Saturday. Are they twins?
That's it for Friday?
Are they twins?
Whole day at the window, and she just saw a teacher. No, this is bullshit.
I think
Saturday.
she's on the best cocktail of housewife drugs imaginable. This sounds like an awesome life. It sounds very like Friday, smiley face emoji. Everything's awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
so true. She's on Valium and vodka, and she's like, "This is driving to school again. That'll be the day." Wow.
Laundry.
Are they twins?
You're not going to believe what I saw today. Okay, Saturday.
Are they twins? Who? Those
She's
two
looking in
little
a mirror,
boys.
just hammered on Valium.
She's holding up her two hands. Are they twins?
Are they the same friends?
Those two little boys of the same height, wearing black sweaters under blue overalls, looking muchly alike. But as they turn around, behold, Richard Fry and Howard Saylor.
What the fuck? It's so dumb to put in the reveal being they're not twins. Like to have it's like salacious because it's like it is clickbaity. It's like maybe they're twins, and it's like they're not.
They're not. They're two men I've never heard of, but who are different and not related.
Everybody knows these two guys. I bet everybody in the town wanted to be mentioned in this column.
I bet it's not hard to do it in Bernardsville, Indiana.
Monday.
You just got to get by her window.
What? Sunday? Nothing
Monday.
happened Sunday. What about Sunday?
No, we take Sunday
just
off.
sat
That's
by
the
the
Lord.
window all day and she was like, "There's nothing going on today at all, but I'll stay up until it's Monday."
I'm praying. I'm closing the blinds. Nothing happens on Sunday.
Today's between God and me.
Logansport is represented by Merle Nethercutt, who is in town visiting his father, the jeweler.
Nethercutt? That's what a eunuch gets.
Nethercutt. What else could it be?
Okay.
It sounds like one of those trick names where you ask like Ligma and then it's a trap.
Yeah. But wait,
and
what happened Monday?
I told you. Merle Nethercutt is in town visiting his father, the jeweler. That's hot news. She saw it out the window.
I like that this is kind of like a Grey Gardens where the door's just kind of hammered shut and people are just like, "Get out, Margie, get out." And she's like, "Hold on."
Tuesday, 3 Mertz children are playing around the block. Mary Jane leads the way on roller skates as her 2 nieces follow. One rides slowly in a kiddie cart while the other pushes a doll buggy.
This is barely a journal. This is like
this is great. This is everybody wants to know what's going on in the town.
But even if they did, this is not it.
This is Yes, it is. This is
no, it isn't. This is just some weird lady just like looking through her blinds, just going like, "Nah, she's roller skating. The other one's pushing a stroller."
It's Marianne.
Okay.
Wednesday, the alluring sign above this once was but isn't anymore garage across the street.
Admit that this sucks.
Beckoned a lone motorist to stop and try vehemently to enter. A passing farmer writes him of his error.
How about some word economy?
That's good.
No, it's not.
A guy almost turned into a building that's no longer a garage. This is
it's funny.
why
most of her stuff she doesn't say very much about, but she lent a lot of space to once was but isn't anymore.
Yeah, she did.
I agree. Very little has transpired, but this seems like the least, and yet it was the most.
I mean, Wednesday's a big day.
I want to ask you a question. How many more days are there? Because
one more day.
Okay.
You ready? This is the best one. Thursday. You knew that though. Thursday. Everyone should know why Howard Jenkins has purchased a new Essex coach. Here's telling the world that today is his birthday, so maybe the car was a gift for himself.
Is this paper handwritten?
See you
is this
next
a handwritten paper?
I wonder what her assignment was. Like, is this gossip or is this like a Sex in the City thing? Like, what was she asked to do?
I love the idea of the editor like getting it in and just sort of being like, okay,
ready?
We'll file it under lifestyle.
Okay, no Sunday. Oh, so they weren't twins. Well, we have to print it. We've kind of allotted the space, but this will be it, Marianne.
I mean, if we want another issue, we have to wait a whole other week of observations.
Yeah.
She's exhausted. I don't think I could do this anymore. I left it all out there.
I bet it went on for years. I bet this column went on for years, and people loved it. Everyone loves getting mentioned. Everyone loves it.
True.
All right, let's get back to the hard news then. Miss Ella Fry, south of town, has ordered the news sent to her sister, Miss J.B. Duggan, at Venice, California, as a birthday present.
Okay.
You're getting the news.
I feel like they're doxing kind of where the news is going, where their issues are going.
It's definitely a dox, but it's also I'm mad at the paper, and Dave, I'm mad at you for bringing it to us. This paper, this is the slowest newspaper we've had. I mean, this is crazy.
We'll get
this is crazy.
Okay, page 2.
This is like what a dog's paper would sound like.
This is great. I'm just on the edge of my seat with the news that's coming.
That's the most exciting thing that happened in this paper.
Okay. Human weather vane is this man's job. All he does is tell which way the wind blows.
Oh my, what years? This is the 1920s?
This is a story out of Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. So, of all the queer jobs in the world, this is national news. This is what people want.
The human weather vane.
Of all the queer jobs in the world, probably none is stranger than that of official weather vane.
No, there's a weirder one. Marianne did it.
Imagine having a position at a fair salary with nothing to do but tell in which direction the wind was blowing or likely to blow.
Likely to blow is crazier.
This job.
I think it's going to be that way coming up pretty soon.
I'll take my money, please. I think it's going southwest.
I've got what us human weather vanes call a wind hunch.
I hope they had competing weather vanes.
Oh, there's another guy?
It's going the other way.
You're
they
crazy.
have totally different philosophies on how to find it. This guy uses the lick the finger test. It's fucked up.
Oh, that's how you do it.
The other guy throws the grass. the two competing schools of thought. Yeah, well, he's a finger licker.
Chicago
so you know how to trust
versus
those guys.
New York.
Look. I mean, I respect the hell out of a grass tosser, but you know what I mean? That's old school. Technology has finally caught up with human weather vaning. Yeah.
This job exists at the Weather Bureau of the United States Department of Agriculture here, and it is a busy one for numbers of people all over the country write in to find out what direction the wind is coming from.
What the write in?
Yeah.
Does the delay not...
So you ask in advance.
Yeah.
And then I guess you have a 1 in 4 chance of responding correctly. If you're like north, south...
I mean,
it's absolutely insane.
It feels like by the time you got a response, the wind would have
over.
changed.
Completely over. It was west.
I do like
that was 6 weeks ago.
Mail-in weather, though. That's pretty good. The inquirers are not humorous, professional or otherwise, who have nothing else to do and want to stir up a little annoyance and excitement. They are people with serious interests in life. The maxim that it is
so defensive.
The maxim that it is an ill wind that blows nobody any good has in a measure adopted by the human wind indicator. It is his business to find out if any air disturbance, variously known as a zephyr, a gale, or just plain wind is going to work anyone any harm. I mean, this article goes on for paragraphs. It is so long that I cannot believe what's happening.
Just skip down and read something after like a few paragraphs.
Okay. A steady stream of letters flows into us. This is a quotation. A steady stream of letters flows into us from interested people seeking information on a wide variety of subjects, said a Weather Bureau official. Immediately, information may be wanted on the current or seasonal weather or more particular facts concerning the climate or prevailing weather conditions of a particular locality.
Wow. Absolutely stupid.
It's the
so
dumbest.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I also don't believe it. I think they're like, oh yeah, a lot of people are writing in. They're just trying to keep funding going.
Yeah.
They like have a grant.
Yeah, maybe he wrote it. The weather guy.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, he's like,
a lot of people interested.
It's like when you retweet yourself. A lot of people are talking about this one.
A lot of momentum on this. Sounds like somebody's got to keep paying me. Sounds like this is a job worthwhile.
People are talking. Let me just write back to this fella. East. Woo.
All in a day's work.
Woo.
Okay, how about this? Cuba quits bongo drum as incitement to savagery.
I refuse to believe there was nothing more going on. If the fact that we've opened it up to national news and now international news.
International, yeah.
And we're talking about Cuba
the
20s.
Bongo drums were a hot button issue at the time. A lot of people.
This is like the guy who's just like, we don't want to scare people. We don't want to scare them. Which way's the wind blowing? What's going on with the Cuban bongos?
So far, you've learned a lot about China, and you've learned a lot about the weather, and you've learned
the only swing they were willing to take was like, China's a fucking shithole. Also, there's two kids who look very similar, and a man bought a coach on his birthday.
Havana, the Cuban government has prohibited the beating of the African bongo drum. I bet you wonder why.
This is the Footloose mayor, but different.
It is, yeah.
That's right.
Time after time, we see examples of the Footloose mayor in society, and this is one of them.
It's just we keep reframing the Footloose mayor. There'll be no bongos in my town. There'll be no dancing in my town. It's also the same like bad guy in like every Disney movie where he's just like, a dog can't play basketball.
Thank you. The restriction carries heavy penalties on the ground that the monotonous reverberations induce a state of savagery in ignorant listeners and a state of irritation in others.
So some people become crazy and some are just like, stop. I feel the irritation. Anytime it's like when you have a friend who's like, I'm learning how to play guitar, and you're like, not here, you're not. They're just like, hey, I'm pretty bad so far, but you're like, yeah, I'm not here to support this.
To those who have studied the history of Africa, the bongo drum is well known as the wireless system of African tribes, and beats from these drums, sometimes 25 miles apart, send messages throughout the densest jungles.
Sure.
To those who have studied voodooism, the bongo drum is likewise known for its use to incite dancers to a dangerous state of savagery.
Crazy. Just crazy to be openly printing these. I don't know if you've studied voodoo like I have, but
it all feels like it's written by one guy who didn't go to any of these places.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Just like the editor's like, I got a really racist buddy. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
Right out of journalism school. He's so racist. We're going to put him on the fast track.
Did you know that if an African plays the drum one way, others will start killing? And don't even get me started on catching Hong Kong foot. Don't go to China.
Okay. Televox makes landings safe. Mechanical man lights airport.
Okay, sorry.
Newark, New Jersey.
Hold on. Stop. Okay. That headline, we let it go, and then the follow-up is horrendous. Mechanical man what?
Mechanical man lights airport.
Lights airport?
Mechanical man.
Okay. Mr. Televox, the mechanical man, has come to the
Hey, stop.
This one really needs a picture.
Is he a mechanic or is he a robot?
That's a good question.
It's a great question because I'm definitely picturing robot.
Really.
I'm going to go ahead and say I think it's robot.
Yeah, I think it is too. Has come to the aid of aviators by making dangerous landings on unlighted flying fields unnecessary.
What?
So he's saying I guess they're lighting fields up so people don't crash in the darkness.
Okay. This is okay. Not
in obedience.
Okay.
In obedience. They're using a robot lighter guy.
It is a robot man?
It sounds like it's a robot. I mean, they're saying it's a man, a mechanical man.
I want answers, and I want them.
Well, let's listen. In obedience to the note of a siren of an approaching plane, the mechanical man turned on the floodlights at Newark Airport without the aid of human hands.
I think Kylie's right. I think it's just a mechanic. It is a
mechanical.
mechanical.
The aid of human hands.
Oh, God.
A mechanical man.
It's a fucking robot.
It's Wally. It's a rope.
It is Wally.
I look down upon the people of 1920s, and I don't give them enough credit to think that it could actually be a robot. But I guess it's a robot.
Well, to be fair, in your defense, you've heard this paper up until now, and when there's weather vane men, you should not be expecting high AI technology from these people.
Yeah, we heard a man performing the job of what a hunk of metal can do. So I can't.
Literally.
I'm like, okay, so we're starting there. I don't think we have robots yet, but
in the same time where a guy replying to people via letter as to which way the wind's blowing, there is a mechanical man. Are you going to share the mechanical man with us, Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna let me pull this up on my phone because basically it looks like it is a device to turn on lights, but then they just built a cardboard robot man around it.
So it's like what Musk unveiled like 2 nights ago.
It's exactly what Musk.
Yeah, the bartender with a human man behind a curtain.
The bartender who was like having this conversation that you were like, "There's no fucking way Elon Musk had this done," because it was like, "I'm pretty good. How have you been?" It was like, "Nope, no." Oh my fucking God. This is the dumbest. This is so dumb. This is so unbelievably dumb.
It's a cardboard. That's cardboard. It's a cardboard robot guy with the control panel inside of it.
R2-D2 with no stomach.
He's
crazy.
the operation guy.
Yes, he's the operation guy.
And then you've got Dick Hewitt standing next to him in his bow tie, willing to unveil the future is here. A mechanical man.
I mean, it's just
stupid.
It's a new kind of tube from Westinghouse called the Knowles tube. The Knowles tube, which is the heart of the Televox, is somewhat similar to what the gaseous rectifier uses in a radio. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The control grid, when free outside of influence, acquires the potential due to a space whatever. So it's a fucking tube. It's a.
But what are they using this fake robot man to do? They're putting him out.
Let's get back to the story.
Okay.
So Mr. Televox, whose name freely translated from Greek and Latin means distant voice, demonstrated his ability as an airfield attendant when in repeated tests he flooded the new airport with 24 million candle power in response to the distant voice of a plane in the air. So wait,
he lights up?
No. Well,
I think if you look at him.
I think you're right. I think
Go ahead, Kylie.
Well, it's a robot and he's sensing, but it seemed like his job was to light candles and he looks like he's made of wood. That can't be possible. But he looks really flammable.
He does look flammable.
I think that he just lights up because when you actually see him, and I'm air quoting, there's nothing he could be doing. He is just a box, like we said, with cardboard.
He can't.
I mean, it's a box.
Okay, because I was being generous and interpreting like a runway lights, like parallel lines for the plane to land. But it seems like it's one robot guy as like a lighthouse figure, and he doesn't seem like enough.
Yes, he's got a lighthouse belly, and I agree. If you're a pilot, you're like, that's not gonna help us too much up here. To be quite honest with you, that's actually really unhelpful.
10,000 feet in the air, and I'm supposed to look for a robot
see him.
man.
Yeah, we kind of see, but again, we can't see. Yeah, that's like so on. I mean, it is the 1920s. This is not going to help us. By the way, does anyone know which way the wind's blowing? That could come in service. Which way's Clark looking?
Okay, what it is it turns on at a sound. So you could use your voice to turn it on at whatever it is. Or it's hearing the engine and it's turning on. So it's set to hear a sound and then do whatever action it's going to do. So that's
light up its little
not
stomach
necessarily
the size
light.
of a man.
Here at the airport, it lights up, but it's also it also eventually becomes like a remote control thing over years.
It's kind of like a clap-on light, but they attached it to a guy.
Kind of is. Yes. The human clap. By the way,
Long
it is.
It's
a Mr.
Way better.
It's the clapper, but it's
what we call the yell-on man.
Yeah, it's an early remote control switching device. That's what it is. But they made it look like a robot.
No, they didn't.
No, Westinghouse did. The ones who sold
Westinghouse is like, we're going to put wood around it and give it a head.
Peter Branson, aeromail pilot, approached the field from various directions at different altitudes in the test, turning on a wind-driven siren as he neared. Each time the sound of the siren reached the field, the mechanical man flashed the lights. This is going to change the fucking world.
The mechanical man.
The device gives Mr. Televox the stimulitude.
Stop creating like the Avengers. It's you have like a cardboard man.
The stimulitude of human response.
Stimulitude.
Like me lying drunk.
The stimulitude is 0.4, so we gotta turn the man on.
Look, got it. Oh, fuck. It's so dumb. Who was in charge of putting this paper together? Like the vetting of these stories is like someone was like, it was like someone was like, we need you to tank this paper as fast as possible. Put the dumbest stories in it as possible.
You hate interesting
It's
things.
the producers, but for a paper.
Exactly. The
Gareth, you
editor.
hate learning. That's all I'm
get
hearing.
the tax refund on this.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we've got the Teleman or whatever.
The device which gives Mr. Telebox, I already did that. The stimulitude of human response to sound is the combination of two recent inventions, the Knowles Grid Glow and a vibrating reed selector. The vibrations set up in the reed selector when a sound of a certain pitch is impressed upon it are transmitted to the grid glow, converted into electrical
what they're
energy,
doing
and
right
amplified
now is they're
sufficiently shut up
you
to
shut
operate
up.
the switching mechanism of the floodlights. Fuck you! This is incredible.
They're
Do you have
flooding
stock
the
in
article.
this man?
Yeah, Dave, what's your deal? Are you dating? Are you banging this man?
I love technology.
This man. Dave loves this man. I mean, they really flooded the article with like non-facts to like stimulitude, and they just kept rolling just to make you be like, oh yeah, it is pretty cool. We got robots.
I mean, why do you hate science?
I just hate lies.
That's my question.
I think it's cool that to this day you can still just put like, as long as you put a human head shaped thing on top of a machine, it is a robot. Like the Tesla guy is not, it doesn't need a head.
I agree.
Yep.
It's very cool. Science has always
Tesla
been cool.
thing is the best that he's acting.
It's so true that we just like we're like, it doesn't, I mean, like your computer, like you're never, but if you like put a head on the computer, you'd be like, oh, whoa, a friend.
A friend, I trusted.
Oh, my man. My best friend has all of my music in his tummy.
Okay. Real news. You want real news?
I don't know what to say.
Time to get to some real news.
I have a bad feeling.
International news.
Okay.
French.
World War I.
French rush.
Yeah. Oh no.
French rush to defend the innocent oyster. France has rushed to the defense of the oyster against attacks by British medical scientists.
These. It's so on par for both countries that the British are just like, well, we need to make sure that they're not coming for us, and that the French are like, let them be free, leave them alone.
F. Board, a French oyster magnate on behalf
magnet's
of...
better.
Magnet's better.
They're not sticking to me. They might be barnacles.
The oyster magnet.
Oh, no, this is not alive.
God damn. Oh, my God. Imagine how much money you would have made back then if you invented an oyster magnet.
Oh man.
My God.
Endless.
On behalf of the Republic, takes vigorous issue with the British position that oyster vitamins are of little importance.
Oyster vitamins. Jesus Christ. It's honestly this one's honestly a little overwhelming.
I wish I could be a doctor during this time. It sounds awesome. It sounds so easy. Yeah, the oyster vitamins. You gotta take your oyster pills.
Yeah,
it helps with your arms or whatever.
The research work, said M. Bord of Madame Randuin and Dr. Portier of the Sorbonne, had proved to a skeptical world that the oyster contained a large quantity of vitamin C. He added that American experiments had disclosed the existence of vitamins A and B. Eat your oysters, get your vitamins. That's what we're saying.
I believe the French, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously very stupid, but I would go with the French. And they're spelling usually... C, S-E-A, by the way. It's vitamin C, huh?
How dare you?
What?
How dare you?
Yeah.
London fog, only friend of youths in courting.
Oh, that is so creepy.
What do you mean?
Well, that's like some fucking... That's crazy. They're like, I have a steam cover. Time to go hit on women in it.
It's not a steam cover. It's a fog. Fog's,
It's crazy.
Kylie,
I was only thinking
when you were
of
being
the
courted.
So
Okay.
that's not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That can't be good.
No. That's bad.
Okay.
That's a bad sign. No, just women who are just walking around in London fog, and then like someone's like, "Hello, are you? I notice you've not got a ring on your finger. Mind if I have a crack, darling? Oh my God, where are my friends?
I can't see. I'm in so much fog. What the fuck?
Oh, it looks like you need a man to escort you through one of nature's mysteries. By the way, the wind's blowing east. My friend Kevin told me."
A lover's lane in London where young folks may have leisure and privacy for courting is urged by
space
Reverend...
for courting is so bizarre.
Gotta have it.
This is courting alley.
Gotta have it. There's gotta be a courting space. Or else what happens? Nothing.
It's very strange.
Is urged by Reverend J. Shepherd, a Islington clergyman. The curse of the crowd is the ruin of romance, he said, in pleading the cause of the city's youth. The London fog, so generally and violently exaggerated. Oh, no, sorry. What is that word? Excarated? I can't read it. It's not exaggerated. I can't read it. It's white. It's whited out. And violently, let's go with exaggerated, is the only friend of youthful Londoners in their courting, the minister said.
So it's an alley with fog where
It's
a
not
reverend
an alley.
is
It's just
suggesting
saying,
people hit on.
He's just saying the fog helps courting.
Because others aren't around. You do see the other side I'm presenting,
because you
correct?
can't see because you can't see the courting.
You do see
on.
the other side that is a bit strange, right?
But even if it's not nefarious, the idea that fog would be so thick that you can kind of make out in it and no one can tell. That's not what fog is.
Like a ship just in the middle of the ocean. You can't see another foot in front of you. Hurry up, darling. Let's have one real quick. There's no one around. The fog's doing us a favour. Come on, sweetie. Give me one, eh? Come on, the fog's decided it's time to snog. It's called the snog fog.
Well, I mean, that one's mysterious, I think. But I think we'll never know the truth.
No.
I'm not going to read that one.
Why? Just read the headline.
Okay, tons of plant food extracted from air.
Okay, great. Keep going. You're right. Crazy headline, but you're right.
Oh, English robots to act as informants.
Shut the fuck. I can't wait to see these
What
English
do they
robots.
look like? What do they look like?
It's just,
There's that
the
same
same as the
cardboard
other
man when they're
robot.
smoking a little pipe.
the teeth are just horrible.
Bad teeth and a bunch of tween, but it's the same robot.
Yeah.
An informant robot is a terrible idea.
Yes. Yeah, Alexa.
I don't think we'll ever make a robot. I think that if we haven't in 100 years made a real robot, I think we're done.
I don't disagree with you.
I think there'll be robots.
Huh?
No, I think there'll be robots, and I think they'll kill us all.
Well, Jesus Christ. Let's have a little fun on the show, huh, Dave?
Well, look, don't jump into a very serious subject. There's going to be a robot apocalypse.
I'm just going to put, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to simply put on a robot suit. Ready to go.
They can see through that.
No, they won't. I'll be great. Which way? Well, let's go kill our masters. It'll be like that.
Oh my God.
Fucking bing, bang, boom.
That's
What?
right. No, I stand corrected.
Yeah, see? It's fucking going to be great. I'll just have light. My stomach will light up and I'll have a cardboard head.
Oh, Although England's first robot was created only a few short months ago. No, it's not. This is 1929. There's no robots.
Hello. What operating system are you on then?
That's Jerry.
I've got to be plugged in for a little longer.
My
last up.
Hey,
He's
robot, can I ask you a question? Why do you have
antenna? He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well. Oh, right. What's your question then?
My question is, why do you have an accent?
Bee-ba, boo-ba, math. Go on then. What with it? What you want to know? I'm like an oracle, but a bit dirtier. By the way, my latest updates allowed me to have tea and ales. Hey, mind if I bum a fag? The robot's asking me for a cigarette.
I could say that. I'm a robot.
It was created only a few short...
I'm allowed to say that. I'm among my friends.
He already has 6 brothers, ranging in height from Jasper's 6'6" to Rupert's 5'10".
Oh.
Despite their tender ages, the services of all 7 have been hired out under the contract labor system.
What the fuck?
During
This
the
is
schoolboys
insane. How did this get into the paper?
during the schoolboys exhibition at
Who is in
Horticulture
charge
Hall.
of this paper?
And soon, after the exhibition closes, the robot family will be broken up, and the brothers sent out to different railway stations and street corners to take 24 hours a day jobs answering questions and giving directions.
I mean,
We still don't have this.
this is just so
We still don't have robots to do this. We have signs that you can touch and
viewing them as a family.
How these duly gleaming giants of steel work has now been revealed for the first time.
6'6" robot.
That's a guy. That's a guy in a trench coat.
Absolutely a guy.
It's a guy. It's 100% a guy.
Pardon me, I've got to go have a piss.
Has been revealed for the first time in connection with the schoolboys exhibit where Rupert, a bright little fellow, is to be seen with his chest and head cut open and all his insides revealed.
Oh my God. They're calling the robot a bright little fellow?
Young John Bull Jr. presses a button on Rupert's tummy. Almost instantly, lights stare from under Rupert's heavy eyebrows.
This is the pilot of Teletubbies.
And a voice incredibly deep for such a youngster booms out, "What do you want to know?" Young John, startled, stutters, "Please, where can I get a bite to eat?" "Take the 3rd aisle on your left and walk straight on."
Insane.
Booms the voice. Then the lights die out, and Rupert is once again a senseless structure of cold steel. So this sounds amazing.
It's just, it can't be true. There's no way.
It isn't.
It
really is so great to know now that this is such a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
That it took 100 years
Because this
to
would
get
have been a jumping off point. Yeah.
This never.
Some guy said he invented a robot.
Yeah.
Some guy said he invented a robot, and then everyone went crazy. Yeah.
It's just
we went from horse and buggies to robot. The order goes horse and buggies, robot, guy on the moon, then iPhone voice assistant.
I mean, you put it like that.
I love that he also is like pretending it's a family. And it's not just one. It's a big family, it is.
Okay.
Wow.
Here's what happened, and this is in the Tableau magazine, and it says under the groundwork for AI.
Okay.
In 1921, Czech playwright Karl Čapek released a science fiction play, Rossum's Universal Robots, which introduced the idea of artificial people, which he named robots. And then in 1929, Japanese professor Makoto Nishimura built the first Japanese robot named Gattakensuku. So that's where we're at. So this Japanese guy made a robot, and now the West is going batshit
They're faking
crazy.
it.
Well, we got him too.
This also,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a family.
And then the BBC says...
Our robots are fucking.
The BBC says Captain W.H. Richards created Eric, the robot, in 1928.
That's just... And his name's Eric, he is.
And he was shown at the Science Museum in London. So...
Go on, Eric. Show him. He's a human calculator.
So it sounds like we have robots.
He's got thoughts
He's a whole guy,
ideas and an inner life. You don't know anything about Eric.
Oh, no, he's full of like screws and bits, and he's got a bit of nail and wire. No, he's all robot all the time, he is.
I mean, it sounds plausible. Like, I don't know why you guys... I don't know why you guys are so down on it.
Because it's a lie, and you know it's a lie.
Well, there's pictures of the robot, so how can it not be real?
What are the pictures?
What does he look like?
Are you talking about the pictures you talked about before?
No.
I do not want to see. If you're about to show me another one of these bullshit robots from this lie paper.
This is George, and he's eating. He's a robot. He's having a meal with his inventor.
This guy at least looks like in 3D. The other one looked like a bunch of popsicle sticks. This is a doll.
This is breakfast, by the way, that they're having.
I mean, he definitely built it big.
And he toured the world. This is the robot George, and he toured the world.
Oh, my God.
Man.
George delivered speeches in French, German, Hindustani, Chinese, and Danish. He cost 2,000 pounds to build. So this is real.
No, it isn't.
Okay. Well, then I guess we'll just move on from this extremely long and detailed story about a robot because Gareth doesn't want to hear the truth.
Well, I like honest. I mean, this whole thing is just a lie journal of robots.
Okay, let's go on to a story more.
And by the way, if robots are starting to populate Earth and you put Marianne's column like third.
Yeah, she's getting top billing over the invention of robots. You know you're lying.
It's crazy.
Now, okay, this is City Mouse Country Mouse.
Did you hear that Ed brought a coach? It's his birthday. Yeah, robots are having breakfast and speaking Hindi. Also, nothing to report on Sunday.
Family.
Yeah, they made a family of robots. These two boys look alike. The
twin thing was pretty cool.
It was spicy. There's no doubt. It was a big deal.
All right, let's move on. Flees from angry wife into wild beast's cage.
Flees? F-L-E-A-S?
F-L-E-E-S. Flees.
So he runs away into a wild beast cage over his way. This does sound like stand-up back then.
Well, I mean, I'm the only married person here, I believe. You're not married, right, Kylie?
I am not married.
So I can say this is very relatable. This is
what happens. There's been many times where you've fled your wife and gone into a wild beast cage.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right.
This is a story out of Los Angeles, California. A wild animal cage was the refuge place of a circus man when his irate wife chased him about the big top with a horsewhip.
Oh, man.
This sounds like a cartoon you remember when you fall asleep halfway. This does not sound real.
This is classic circus relationship stuff. This was the testimony of Alpheus Barnes Stonehouse, the A.I.G. Barnes of circus fame, in court here in connection with a suit for separate maintenance for getting a divorce. Stonehouse said he had divorced Sarah Jane Hartigan Stonehouse, his second wife, in Las Vegas in 1923, and that she was not entitled to an allowance now. And the woman claims that her husband was not a legal resident of Las Vegas and that the decree is void. I mean, I don't know what just happened.
I don't know why that doesn't really give context to the fact that he ran into a wild beast cage.
No, not at all. They left out the really best part of the story.
Yeah, was it just kind of set up? Was there a beast inside it?
I mean, maybe it's continued up here. Nope, that's the whole story.
This
is the worst.
Unbelievable.
They finally have a good story, and they've just
unbelievable that we did a full diary of a woman on Valium looking through a window. They tell you that this guy runs into a beast cage and then just shellacks his wife.
And there's no I want to know more about the beast cage. What kind of beast? What's going on? I'm desperate. I'm actually now desperate to know this, and they won't tell me.
No. It probably looked a lot like the landing robot. But he's at the circus. I mean, who knows? It's impossible to speculate.
More speed foreseen. Scientists meeting in Paris recently predicted within a short time, man will be traveling 750 miles an hour.
Like with our legs or
with our robot families?
They point to the marked increase in auto speeds.
They believe this paper this is like, honestly, is Elon Musk's Twitter.
Yeah. You know we're going to build a Hyperloop in Vegas, and it won't.
This is the Hyperloop
like
in
he's
Vegas
just
story.
on stage just with someone from CNBC like, we believe that man will be moving about 750 miles an hour within the end of 2025.
There will be shopping malls in Mars.
There'll be we'll have shopping malls, but you won't need. But you will average car speed will be 750 miles an hour.
They point to the marked increase in auto speed records between 1921, when it was 107 miles an hour, to 1928, when a new record of 215 miles an hour was set.
Well, I guess they didn't know we were going to be capping out right around there.
Oh, and you guys just kind of stop. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you travel to the future from that time. You're like, how fast does the car go now, huh? 800, 900?
Oh, 70 miles per hour. Yeah, I guess that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys kind of dropped the ball a little bit, it feels like. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Where are your robot families? Can I get my eyes on them? What the hell's that weird metal thing that spins atop that house? Men used to do that job when I was a boy.
Boop, beep. Boys open beauty shop for household pets.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I would follow this Instagram account.
Yeah.
This is out of Ohio. There no longer is any excuse for bedraggled dogs in Wapakoneta since Fenton Hamilton and Charles Fleming Jr., both 13, opened a dog beauty parlor. The boys are the operators.
This is great.
The parlor is in the basement of young Hamilton's home and has been equipped with appliances to remove dirt, burrs, and curl and comb long and short hair.
And this is where Gareth realized these were torture basements, whether they meant them to be or not.
The youthful proprietors distributed circulars throughout the town announcing they were prepared to wash black and tan dogs for 20 cents, white ones for 35, mixed colors for 2 bits, and curly hair dogs for 10 cents extra. They guarantee to remove burrs, gum, or other such substances that might mar the beauty of their clients.
My dog's full of gum again.
I spit gum on my dog all day. Now I gotta take it into the groomers.
I tell you, the groomers really spoiled me, because before the groomers, I couldn't spit gum into my dog's fur, but now when I get mad, I can.
And they promise kind treatment, no soap in the eyes, and face wash separately.
No soap in the eyes
No
and
soap
face
in the
washing
eyes.
as well? Yeah.
They're not going to put soap in the dog's eyes.
Yes, they are.
Even if you ask for it.
Could you just soap my dog's eye out real good?
So
I abide by a code.
So unfortunately, we took an oath.
I will not.
It's just grooming. That's what we're talking about.
It's a
Why
beautiful
do they
story,
charge
but I can
different
only imagine.
colors for the different amounts for the
yes.
colors? Why do
Yes.
they do it? I don't
What are
I
they
don't know if I
talking
want to
about?
get into it, but why do they do it?
I agree. Even back then, they were like, well, we've invented dog racism.
And we have to find a
We
sort of
found a way.
nonsensical way of enforcing it.
Yeah.
Well, we've let dogs
They're
into our
drinking from
homes. We
separate-
gotta find a way to make it racist.
Yeah. Now I don't want my white dog to be around. Oh, fuck.
Last one?
Yeah, okay.
This one doesn't have a headline.
That doesn't matter.
R.R. Alexander has 200 baby chicks that he is raising in the basement of his house under the latest accepted plans for rearing of baby chicks.
A lot of animal basement stuff in this time.
Yep. Poultrymen have come to the conclusion that sunlight is not necessary for the raising of chicks.
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ. This is written by Tyson. Yeah.
This is like the exact genesis of when it all started. Of when
It's so true.
Farming started.
This is written by John Purdue.
The exact realization that someone could do this.
Yeah, the very idea, like at least now we acknowledge it as torture when you keep chickens in a coop that has no wind. But back then they were like, the idea that an animal wouldn't want sun.
I know, it's crazy.
They hate sun.
They don't need it.
Wait a minute. It's out of the sun and it's still alive. That means it's happy.
You are so right, though. This is the beginning of hundreds of chicks in a basement, no sun, and people are like, great.
Yeah. And then 100 years later, 50 billion people die of bird flu.
Oh, come on, Dave.
It is more a matter of correct feeding combined with good care, and he is giving the theory a tryout. It's nice.
Well, I've got good news. We accept.
We learned a lot about the future on this episode.
This was, and I mean this, Kylie. This has to be top 3 dumbest papers we've done. This paper was so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Just so fully dumb.
Really dumb.
It was a lot of sort of like half-baked ideas that were just like, we're doing this and it's real. I feel like nothing happens in the town government or like socially between people. Like,
no.
Someone was twins.
Actually, the Marianne part was such an outlier of like small town silly, and then the rest was just like, what does an idiot believe?
Yeah.
I really desperately want to follow Marianne's columns now. I want to know what else passed by her window because I'm really into what she's watching.
Pretty soon it's guys in white coats with a straitjacket.
I mean, we could go through these papers for years. I bet it went on for years. I bet that they just kept making it. And
okay. Let's see if Burns is listening. Burns, who looks through a lot of these papers. Burns, find another one, and Kylie will have you back, and we'll go through, and we'll see if we can get some more Marianne.
I'll do an all Marianne episode. Let's just see.
All right, let's try to do a full Marianne episode.
Yeah,
you're locked in. You're pot committed. Well, Kylie, thank you so much for joining us. People should go watch your special, Linda Hollywood's Big Night. And that can be found on Comedy Dynamics. We're trying to drive people to Microsoft because it would be great.
If you could buy it on Microsoft, that'd be huge.
Your podcast artists on artists on artists on artists. And thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. You're so funny. So thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thanks for having me. It was a thrill. And man, God bless America.
And the robots.
Yep.
And the robots.
France and oysters.
Some of these days, you'll miss me, honey.